What's going on, guys? It's your boy Dilly Time here, aka Dilly as most people call me. And today's video is my preseason predictions for the NBA playoffs / champions. As you guys can see on the screen, we have title contender, conference finals, playoffs, 500, and lottery pick teams. So I'm going to go through. Basically, what's going to do is we're basically going to put every team from lottery pick all the way up to playoffs, and then from the playoffs, we're going to put who we think will go to the conference finals, and then who we think is going to go to the title contenders and who has a chance. This is my unbiased, so I'm not just solely picking Luka Doncic and the Mavericks, so don't think that. This is my unbiased opinion, who I actually think legit can make it out of the conference and everything like that. We're going to start straight across the board and move on from there. So, the Atlanta Hawks. I seriously think that the Atlanta Hawks still need some extra key pieces. I feel like that they're good with Trae Young and Capella, but they just need a little bit more team. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with a 500 team. So I think they're going to be a sub 500 team. They may go little games over, may go little games under. That's just my personal preference, how I think they're going to play out. This Boston Celtics, they're going to be a playoff team. We already know that they've made the playoffs every year. Brooklyn, now keep this in mind, if everybody's healthy, no major stars get injured, this is how I'm basing it off of. Brooklyn, I feel like they are going to be a playoff team just because they have KD and they have Kyrie Irving. Those two will combine for probably about 50, 60 points a game, sometimes 70, and they'll make the playoffs. Chicago Bulls are going to be a 500 team. I just feel like they don't have the pieces there yet to get them over and into the playoffs. I could be wrong. The Clippers, this is an interesting team. They lost some key roles this year in the free agency and stuff like that. I still think they are a playoff team. Now, as we advance, I'll give you guys a little bit more in depth. I feel like they are going to have a rocky year this year, but we're going to move on from there. The Hornets, they're going to be a lottery pick. Everybody got excited with LaMelo Ball and Hayward and all that, but honestly, I feel like without this team's not really going to go anywhere. They might be the surprise team this year that's actually going to maybe make it to 500 or even make it to the playoffs, but I just feel like they're going to be a lottery pick. They're not going to do much with what they have. Same thing with the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers, I feel like Andre Drummond, Kevin Love, they're just not going to be able to make enough, and they're going to be below 500, so that's where I'm picking them. The Nuggets are a playoff team. I feel like the Nuggets are one key piece away from making it as a team, and we'll talk about that as we go on. Rockets are going to be a playoff team. The Lakers, of course, are going to be a playoff team. The Bucks are going to be a playoff team. You've got the Heat, they're going to be a playoff team. You've got the Mavs, they're going to be a playoff team. The Pelicans, I'm going to be honest with you, they have the chance to go to the playoffs, but I still think they're going to be a sub 500 team. The Knicks, we already know they're going to be a lottery pick. They're never going to make it. OKC, I just feel like with the loss of Chris Paul and Steven Adams, I feel like they're going to be a lottery pick team. I don't even think they will hit 500. Then you have the Magic. They're going to be that in-between team of sub 500, maybe make the playoffs. That's just how I feel it's going to happen. Then you have the Portland Trailblazers, who will make the playoffs barring any injuries. The Pacers, I feel like are going to be 500. The Pistons as well, I think, are going to be 500. Sacramento, I feel like they're going to be a lottery pick team, basically under 500. The Phoenix Suns with Chris Paul, they'll make it to 500. Now, if they make the playoffs, I highly doubt that. They do have Devin Booker. They have Chris Paul. They also will be another surprise team that I feel like will sneak into the playoffs, but I highly doubt it. Spurs, they're still not going to rebound. They're going to miss the playoffs for the second straight year. They're getting older. They're not getting younger, and I just feel like the pieces aren't there. 76ers will make the playoffs. People are kind of shocked that I'm probably going to say this, but they will, in my personal opinion. They've added some key players, and I feel like they're going to make a good push. They got Doc Rivers, so we'll see. Toronto will be in the playoffs as well. Jazz will make the playoffs. The Warriors will make the playoffs. The Wizards, even though they have Russell Westbrook and stuff like that, it's going to be tough. I just feel like they will make the playoffs. Sorry, I just had to think for a second, guys. I apologize. They will make the playoffs. It'll be interesting for sure. But I think they'll be like a first round exit, me personally. The Grizzlies are going to be a 500 team. I just feel like Even Joe Moran's there. Jay Moran, however you want to say his name. I just don't feel like they're there yet. They need a couple more pieces, especially off the bench too, to make them a playoff contender. Moving on, the Timberwolves, I feel like they have acquired enough players through the offseason with the draft and everything like that, that they will actually be in the playoffs. So they're going to be in, how many is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So perfect. 16 teams. Here are the 8 teams that I feel like are in the East that are going to go, and here are the 8 teams in the West that are going to go. Now, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to kind of basically tell you who I think are going to be the top 4 from each conference that are going to make it to the conference finals. If these teams were to play against each other, I feel like the Celtics are going to beat either the Bucks or the Nets. I mean, the Nets, I just feel like don't have a good star power, so we're going to eliminate them. Again, it just depends on who they match up in the playoffs. Then you have these 3. You have the returning conference championship players and the Bucks and the Celtics. I say this. I don't think that the Celtics will make it again back to the conference finals. I feel like one of these 2 teams are going to eliminate them. So you have the Bucks and the Heat as my final option going into the conference finals. Everybody's probably going to be like, why didn't you pick, the Clippers? Like I said, the Clippers lost a lot of players this year. They lost their 6th man of the year. So the pieces are not there like they should be, so that's why I'm not putting them in the conference finals. The Rockets, we know that James Harden is not going to work efficiently with John Wall. He's going to want the ball more, which is going to kind of mess up John Wall's fluidity. And then, of course, DeMarcus Cousins is going to get injured. He's prone to getting injured. So, sadly, I don't feel like the Rockets will make it to the conference finals. The Jazz are about 2 pieces away from making it there. The Warriors, without Clay, they're pretty banged up. Andrew Wiggins isn't the shooter like they want him to be. And I think Wiseman is going to have to grow at center. So I just feel like overall the Warriors will make it to the playoffs. They'll probably get to the semifinals, and that'll probably be it for them. Timberwolves, I feel like they'll be a first-round exit. So really you got the Lakers, the Mavericks, the Trailblazers, and the Nuggets. Now, I've been saying this for some time. I would love Luka Doncic to go to the conference finals. I just feel like the team is not there yet. And so for that, I had to say that they will exit out into the semifinals and they won't make it into the conference finals. Although I love Luka, I think Luka probably in like the next year or 2, maybe 3 years at the most, will be an MVP of the league. But I just don't feel like they have the pieces there. Now, as far as it's coming down, we know the Lakers can literally beat any other team out here. But when it comes to the Nuggets and the Portland Trailblazers, I feel like Portland, they lost a couple players, but they kept their core with Carmelo Anthony and everything. So they are huge. It just depends on who they play. And then you have the Nuggets, who I feel like are literally a power forward away from making the NBA conference finals and maybe even the title contenders. These are my conference final players. The Bucks, the Heat, the LA Lakers, and the Portland Trailblazers. Now, if you're asking me who's going to advance from that, I just feel like the Bucks are going to beat that, and I really do feel like on paper the Lakers are going to beat the Portland Trailblazers. So all in all, guys, if you take out the title contenders of the Bucks and the Lakers and who has a shot in the conference finals to make it to the conference finals, I have these 4 teams making it. Now, if they can beat the Lakers or the Bucks, that's a huge debate. But I feel like this is basically how the NBA season is going to wind up. You're going to have these 5 teams as the lottery picks. These teams are going to probably hit about 500, maybe go over or a little bit under. I feel like if anything, the Magic, the Pelicans, and the Suns might creep into the playoffs and eliminate one of these teams. But you just never know how the NBA season unfolds. But I do have my predictions as the Bucks and the Lakers making it to the NBA Finals. Where if I had to choose, I feel like the Lakers would regain or recapture the title and have a back-to-back championship season. But that is my personal take. Of course, we all know that I would love to see the Dallas Mavericks in here, but this is an unbiased opinion. Let me know what you guys really truly feel like. Who's going to make it to the NBA Finals? If you feel like your team's going to make it, say your team. I would love Luka to make it to the conference finals. I just feel like they're just one player off from a starting 5 to make it. It doesn't have to be a superstar. It's just somebody that can contribute. I don't think that they have that piece yet. Plus, Porzingis is injury prone, so that's a key factor for my Dallas Mavericks and my Luka Doncic. So let me guys, like I said, let me know what you guys think. If you think this is right, if you guys think that there shouldn't be certain teams. I know right off the bat, I know some of my buddies that are big Warrior fans that want to move up to the conference finals or even titles. You have the people that I play with, like Cruisin', who's a big Spurs fan, that think that the Spurs should be in the playoffs. All in all, this is just how I feel like it's going to play out. Who knows how the playoffs are going to play out with injuries and stuff, like I said. So don't forget to like the video, guys. Sub if you're new. Let me know if you guys enjoy this content. I could do Rookie of the Year, MVP, defensive teams, all that if you guys want me to. This is just something different than 2K. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think. As always, guys, this is your boy Dilly Dilly, and I'm out.